Hey there, Kathy. Are you around? I've been trying to reach you. Hello? Can you hear me?
I'm sorry for the delay. I was caught up with some work. And I thought we had agreed that you wouldn't call me that.
Oh, what work could possibly keep you so busy? Let me guess. Is it gaining weight?
You're overstepping your boundaries now. Please kindly refrain yourself from saying whatever nonsense comes to your mind.
Oh, come on. Don't tell me what I can or cannot say. Especially when it seems like you're the one who is incapable of doing anything productive. Like getting a job, for instance.
That's not true. Like I said, I'm working. What do you think I meant by that?
Really? Working on what exactly? Lying around and stuffing your face with snacks?
Can you stop saying such things? It's not nice to make fun of people like that. I don't appreciate it.
Well then, why don't you try being useful for a change? Maybe that will improve our relationship.
But I am trying. I help you around the house whenever I can. I appreciate you making dishes for us. I even buy you presents whenever I'm out. And I put in a good word for you whenever we have guests. Don't take this the wrong way, but I think you're the one who has to fix her attitude.
There you go again with your complaints. You just love being pampered and having people do things for you. But let me tell you something, sweetheart. That's not how the real world works.
That's not what I meant at all.
Anyway, the reason why I texted you was to ask a favor regarding my son.
What is it?
It's simple, really. I don't want you around him anymore.
What? Why would you say something like that?
You heard me right. Stay away from my son.
But that's impossible. He's my husband. Why would you want us to separate? You were supportive of our marriage.
Yes, that was before I realized he chose someone like you as his wife. You two are completely different. My son is a smart and handsome young man with a bright future ahead of him. He shouldn't be seen with someone like you.
That was uncalled for. Do you even realize how hurtful your words are?
And let's not forget about your attitude. Honestly, I don't understand what he sees in you. All you seem to be good at is spending his money.
Excuse me?
Yes, you heard me right. You're always out shopping and spending money left and right. Where do you even get the money from? You don't have a job, so it must be his money that you're spending.
That's not true at all. The money is mine.
Really now, do you expect me to believe that lie? You don't even have a job.
It's not a lie, Amanda. I do have my own source of income.
Couldn't you have found some other rich guy to leech off of? Why did it have to be my son? Let me guess. No one else wanted to spend even a penny on you, right? Connor probably felt sorry for you and decided to help out, but you took advantage of his kindness and now plan on living off his money for the rest of your life.
That's not true at all. You can't just make assumptions about me like that. I'm not with him for his money. I married him because of who he is as a person. Connor is an amazing guy and an even better husband. He means everything to me, and I love him dearly.
Well, we'll see how long that lasts once his bank account dries up. After that, I'm sure you'll leave him in no time flat. Do us all a favor and just end things with him already. He deserves someone better than you.
That's ridiculous. There's no way I'm leaving him. But as far as moving out goes, don't worry about it because Connor and I are planning on moving out next month anyway.
Wait, what? Connor didn't mention anything about moving out. Are you trying to steal my son away from me?
You're the bitch. Ever since I moved in here, you've tried to make my life miserable. You keep looking down on me, call me names, and mock me. This is no way to treat a human being. So I looked up and found a nice apartment we can live in. You wouldn't have to deal with me any longer. Are you happy now?
I don't believe this. You really are trying to take him away from me. Mark my words, Kathy. You will regret this. I'll make you pay.
Hey, Kathy, where are you? I've been trying to reach you.
Hi, Connor. I'm currently at the library. What about you? Where are you?
I'm at home right now.
Really? That's unusual. You're usually not home this early. I guess I should wrap up here and head home as well. The sooner I get home, the sooner I can start preparing dinner for us.
Actually, there's no need for that. Mom already prepared dinner for me. Speaking of Mom, she seemed quite upset today. Did something happen between the two of you?
Oh, it's nothing serious. Just the usual disagreements. It seems like your mom still hasn't fully accepted me.
Mom mentioned that you were out the whole day today. Is that true?
Well, I wasn't gone for that long. And besides, I only come to the library occasionally.
Listen, Kathy, I've been doing some thinking and I don't think this is working out between us. We should consider getting a divorce. You understand what I'm saying, right?
What? No, I don't understand at all. Why are you suddenly asking for a divorce?
Because I don't love you anymore.
What do you mean by that? Just last night you told me that I was the light of your life.
That was before I found out what happened.
Why? What happened? This is all so sudden. Hang on, let me get back. We'll talk about this face to face when I get home, okay?
No, it's not okay. I've made up my mind and my decision is final.
But why? As your wife, don't I deserve to know why you want a divorce?
Because you're useless. You don't help around the house. You don't care for my mom. Hell, you don't even take care of yourself. Just look how much weight you've gained. You weren't this big when I married you.
I'm trying my best to help your mother around the house, and you know it. I do the dishes, clean the kitchen, vacuum the house, volunteer to go shopping when no one else wants to. And yet, I still have to listen to her complain about me all day. I'm finding it difficult to manage my time and energy with all the household work and my personal work and everything.
Yeah, right. Next, you're gonna complain that I'm a bad husband.
What's wrong with you? Why do you suddenly want a divorce? What's happened?
You, Kathy. You happened. I can't believe you treat my mother this way. Mom told me that you called her a bitch. Is that true?
She called me a bitch first.
That's no excuse to disrespect your elders like that.
Fine. I admit I shouldn't have said that. I was wrong. I'm sorry. I'll apologize to her personally when I come home. But don't you think it's a little extreme? Are you divorcing me over this?
It really affected her. She's been so sad the whole day. What's worse is that when I ask you what happened, you said it's nothing. Are you that heartless?
You're making a big deal out of nothing. The last time I talked to your mom, she seemed fine. She was her usual criticizing self. She definitely said way more hurtful things to me.
It's not just that. I've been noticing the way you behave around her. You're always complaining that she dislikes you, that she calls you names, etc. I understand that my mother can be a handful at times, but all you do is to complain about it. Besides that, you're almost never home. Even now, you left to be in the library while my mother is here, all sad and alone. I can't have a selfish wife. You're supposed to take care of her when I'm not around.
Selfish? Your mother has been breathing down my neck ever since we got married. She keeps insulting me and keeps arguing with me on everything, but you never take my side. You kept telling me that I shouldn't react to what she says, so I come to the library to ease my mind. You didn't mind when I asked you to head to the library every now and then, so why is it a problem now?
Because I feel you're always there. You're never home.
How would you know? You're always at work.
Mom told me.
I see. And was it your mom who suggested you get divorced?
Yes, we've been talking about it for a few days now. I don't appreciate how you talk back to her. Not to mention the tone you use with her. I've lectured you about this before, haven't I? But you just don't listen. If you can't change your attitude, then I don't think we can be together anymore. It's that simple.
Are you even listening to me? I'm your wife! Why don't you ever hear my side of the story for a change? You always pick your mom over me.
What did you expect? She's my mom. I can't say no to her.
So, what she says becomes absolute? Is that it? Have you ever even seen how your mom treats me?
That's enough. I won't let someone talk to my mother like that.
What about me? I've been working my butt off to provide for the family. On top of that, I'm helping your mother with the housework. I tried to spend as much time with her as I possibly can. I've even tried to ignore her comments. But sometimes they really get to me, you know? At first, I was able to tolerate it because I knew I had your support. But these days, it's like you're a completely different person. Why are you acting so differently? That's not who I married. My Connor is kind and loving. He's thoughtful and fulfills all his duties as a husband and looks out for his wife. I don't understand why you're being so cruel.
Cruel, huh? Just because I have been giving you your usual allowance, I'm cruel? If that's how you feel about me, then fine. Let's just get a divorce and end things here.
As if I need your allowance. I make enough money on my own. What I need from you is a partner that has my back.
Make enough money? Doing what? Writing articles? Yeah, right. Just because you got lucky with your freelancing career doesn't mean it'll last long. I reckon it'll only take you a month or so to start losing clients. It's all downhill from there. After that, you'll come crawling back to me for your allowance.
Okay, rude. And who are you to tell me I'll fail? A good husband should support his wife. And what is it with you and your mother looking down on me all the time? I'll have you know that my clients are very loyal to me, more than you've ever been. But as far as the divorce goes, then fine. Let's get divorced.
Wait, really?
I can't live in a household where all its members look down on me. If you can't treat me right, then you are in no position to call yourself a worthy husband.
Uh-huh. Anyways, do you think you can move up till the end of the month? I want to start my new month fresh.
Don't worry, I'll leave.
Kathy, it's an emergency. Please. I need you to lend me some money. It's urgent.
I'm not helping you pay for your wedding.
How did you know? I didn't say what it was for.
Your mother contacted me earlier. She tried to guilt trip me into giving her money. She said it was for your wedding and that I should be happy for you. I turned her down.
Look, I'm sorry that I divorced you, okay? I know you probably still have feelings for me, and I understand that. But there just wasn't a future for us, you know.
Well, okay, Mr. Delusional. Are you done? I have other important matters to attend.
I get that you're jealous of my fiancé. But it's okay. The least you could do is see me happy, right? This is your chance.
If this is some messed up way of apologizing, then I'm afraid you're a little late.
Please, just listen to me, okay? I never wanted to divorce you. Mom made me. What was I supposed to do? Oppose her? I was young and stupid. I didn't know what to do. It was all her scheming. She wanted us to be divorced so she could set me up with other rich women.
Oh, please. It's bad enough you never let me tell your mother how much you really earned. Do you know how much nonsense I had to endure for you? Things like how I'm an incompetent wife and a gold digger, when the truth is that the house is only functioning under my income.
I know. I didn't realize how much you were contributing. Now it is hard to manage expenses without your help. I'm sorry. I didn't know what I was thinking. But I really need your help right now. My mom didn't know my salary. She told my fiancé that I make 6 figures a year. Now everyone's expecting me to throw this lavish wedding, but don't have the money for it. I'm already in debt.
Then just tell them the truth. If she chooses to still marry you, you'll be a lucky man. Having wives who earn more than you to sustain the house. But please don't blow it with her, too.
The wedding is in 2 weeks. If I tell her I'm not what I introduced myself as, she won't marry me.
Don't you think she'll find out sooner or later? If not now, then maybe after you guys get married. She might even file for divorce. Or sue you for that matter.
Yes, but by the time we'll already be married. Which means at the time of the divorce, I still get to keep half of the assets.
You're a real scumbag. They say women are gold diggers. Clearly, they haven't met you.
Please, I'll do anything. Just help me with this wedding. I'm begging you.
You got yourself into this mess. So you fix it. Quit bothering me. I'm going to block your number now.
Wait, please. Hello? Are you still there? Hello?
After that, my career really started to take off. I was getting more and more clients who wanted me to write articles for them. I even had to hire a few more employees to keep up with all the orders. I was making more money than I ever dreamed of. I was able to buy a nice apartment in the city, a new car, and some designer clothes. I hadn't started dating anyone yet, but I planned to do it as soon enough. This time I would be looking for someone far more trustworthy and loyal than Connor could ever be. Someone who would love me for who I am and not for how much money I make or how much I weigh. As for Connor, he had to sell his house to pay for the wedding, but that still wasn't enough. He had borrowed a lot of money from his friends and relatives, but he couldn't pay them back. When his fiancée found out he wasn't as wealthy as he said he was, she dumped him immediately. Not only that, but she also sued him for fraud. She claimed that he had lied to her about his financial situation and that he had tricked her into marrying him. She demanded a huge amount of money as compensation. Now that he's homeless and in a lot of debt, both him and his mother have to work several part-time jobs to get food on the table. They have to live in a cheap motel and barely have enough to survive. It's a wonder how they'll make it through the winter, especially with the cold weather and the high heating bills.
Sydney, thanks for the planner as my birthday gift. I finally understand why you told me not to get a planner this year.
Happy birthday, Uncle Aiden. You can buy whatever you need for yourself, right? That's why I wanted to give you something you really need.
Anything I give from you is appreciated. We don't have any kids, and you're like a daughter to me.
I also see you as a second father, you know?
But could you not say that in front of my brother? He gets upset, claiming you're his daughter.
I know.
So, Sydney, how have you been recently? I heard from my brother that you moved in with your husband's parents.
Yes, that's right. We're living with my husband's parents, 4 of us in total.
That's rare these days. No offense, but isn't it tough to live together with them? Or are your in-laws good-natured enough that you don't mind living with them?
I thought they might be nice people at first. But since we started discussing living together, I started to feel something's off. Oh, don't tell this to my dad, okay? I don't want to say anything bad about my in-laws to my parents.
I understand. I won't tell them. The relationship between in-laws can be tricky, but you shouldn't put up with anything if they are bothering you.
Yes.
You're not being mistreated, are you?
I wouldn't call it mistreatment, but more like they are too attached to my husband. I feel like they may feel like they lost him to me after we got married. That's why sometimes they subtly put me down or exclude me from meals.
That sounds like mistreatment. Who dares to do that to our Sydney? Isn't your husband Hunter doing anything about it?
Oh, Hunter does stand up for me. So don't worry. But if they were people who would heed warnings, they wouldn't do such things in the first place, right? Well, that's how it is.
If I were you, I'd move out right away.
Yes, Hunter also says living together was a mistake. We initially moved in because Hunter's job transfer was postponed. This came to light after we had terminated our lease. Then my mother-in-law said we could stay with them for a while.
Still, I think anyone would be against moving in together.
That's true. But she was very persuasive and I was eventually won over. I agreed, thinking it was only for a month.
but then Hunter's job transfer kept getting delayed. However, we are considering moving out soon. We're contributing to the household expenses equivalent to rent, so it would be better to live separately. Well, we haven't told my in-laws yet.
Good. That's the way to go. You don't need to be around people who mistreat you.
Yes. I'll try to slowly distance myself and manage somehow. Once we're apart, my mother-in-law probably won't care about me so much. Sorry for unloading my complaints on you, but somehow I feel better now. Thank you.
I was the one who asked, so don't apologize. Don't push yourself too hard, okay? And always feel free to talk to me if something comes up.
Sydney, when are you going to be back from the grocery store? You're not just slacking off on the housework, are you?
I apologize, Kira. The shopping is done. I'm just stopping by the dry cleaners on the way home.
I could have done all that within an hour if I were you. You really can't do anything right, can you? Yesterday's dinner was too heavily seasoned as well. Are your taste buds off?
I apologize. I'll go a little lighter with the seasoning today.
You should. If I had to eat food like that every day, I'd get sick. Oh, is this intentional? Because Hunter's been on a business trip since yesterday. Are you trying to do something awful to me? While Hunter's away?
No, I'm not intending it that way.
Really? I don't see any kindness from you. Towards me or your father-in-law. You don't just dismiss us because we're your in-laws, do you?
No way. So please don't say such a thing.
Then take us on a trip. Show some filial piety.
A trip, you say? Where to?
Somewhere with nature where we can relax would be nice. I've always wanted to go on a family trip. Hey, your mom is on social media, isn't she?
Oh, that's right. She started it.
I have her contact registered, so her post popped up the other day. She was staying at a relative's vacation house, wasn't she?
Yes.
I saw that and thought I wanted to stay at a place like that with my family. I was surprised to find out you have a relative who owns a vacation house. You have wealthy relatives, don't you?
Well, yes, that's true.
Let us stay at that vacation house too.
But the accessibility to that house isn't very good. It's impossible without a car.
My husband or Hunter can drive us. So, can we? You'll ask for us, won't you?
I'll ask, but please don't get your hopes up.
What are you saying? We're not considered part of your family? Are you saying that your mother and her folks are okay? But not us?
No, it's nothing like that. The cabin is rented out like an Airbnb, so we can't just book it any time.
If the owner agrees, then sure, anything is possible. This lets me know what you really think about us when we get refused. Well, I'll just take that as how you feel about me.
I myself don't own the cabin, so...
Enough with the excuses. Oh, by the way, we're running low on food for my dog. Can you pick some up while you're out shopping? They don't sell it at the supermarket, so you must go to our usual vet.
Isn't that in the next town over?
Yes? Is there a problem?
No, I'll head there.
Great. Take care of it. But make sure you come back as soon as possible.
Kira, isn't the car wash over yet? And I don't see anyone from the pet hotel either. Could you give me their contact details? I'll give them a call.
They won't be coming.
What?
Haven't you noticed yet?
Noticed what?
Your father-in-law and I went out for a car wash. It's been over an hour now, hasn't it?
Yes?
We left you behind and are heading to the cabin.
What? But I have the keys.
Oh, we took them without you noticing. We also got the location from you, so we don't need you anymore. We'll enjoy ourselves with Hunter, who's coming straight from his business trip, and the three of us as a family.
You planned to leave me behind from the beginning?
Yes, because it's a family trip.
I see. I'm not part of the family.
A daughter-in-law is different, you know. You can look after my dog as you are a daughter-in-law.
I see. Understood.
Oh, don't say anything unnecessary to my son, okay? I'll tell him you're staying home because you caught a cold. You understand our hope to spend some time as a family, don't you? If you care about your in-laws, do as I say.
Yes, I won't tell him.
I'm glad. Sydney, you're such an understanding daughter-in-law. While we're away, take care of the dog and do a deep cleaning as well. If you do as I told you, I might consider acknowledging you as part of my family. So make sure you do what you're told.
Sydney, have you arrived at the vacation home?
Yeah, I think so.
Think? What do you mean by think? How's the vacation home? Is your husband's family happy?
Since I'm the daughter-in-law, I'm staying home. Oh, but I'm not alone. Max, the dog, is staying home with me too.
What? Staying at home just because you're the daughter-in-law? You invited them. Why were you left behind?
It seems they didn't want to take me in the first place. They said they were going to wash the car before we left. And it turns out that it was a lie just to leave me behind.
What? How could they do such a terrible thing? If you hadn't asked, I wouldn't have lent him my place.
Aiden, I'm sorry.
You don't have to apologize, Sydney. The ones at fault were your in-laws. What's Hunter doing?
He doesn't know. He's going straight to the vacation home from his business trip. Plus, Kira told me not to tell him anything. She said if I care about them, I won't make a fuss.
Sydney, are you okay with this?
Not really, but we're moving soon. Even if I speak up, my in-laws won't listen.
What does Hunter's dad do for a living?
Huh? Just a regular office worker.
Tell me the name of his company and Hunter's contact information as well. I should share this information just in case.
What are you planning to do?
They're messing with my dear niece like this. I can't just let this slide, even if you try to keep your distance. I don't think Hunter's mother is the type to stop this harassment.
You're right. I'll tell Hunter everything, and I'll clearly express my feelings to my in-laws. I don't think they'll understand, though.
Even so, it's better to do that. And it's most important to take measures to prevent this from happening again. I'm genuinely glad to be a CEO right now.
Wait, what are you really going to do?
I won't do anything to make it worse. All I do is a little cooperation. So, Sydney, feel free to voice your concerns.
Sydney! Your uncle is the CEO of that famous company? Isn't that the company my husband's company does business with?
Yes, that's correct.
Why didn't you tell us before? If we knew you were the niece of the CEO, we wouldn't have left you behind.
Just because my uncle is a CEO doesn't make me any different. I'm just a housewife. Please don't make a fuss about it.
How can I not? Your father-in-law might get demoted, you know.
Is that so?
I heard it from Hunter, who arrived late to the villa. He said your uncle is furious about you being left behind.
I'm sorry. It seems like my uncle may have overreacted a bit.
It's not a laughing matter. Look, I'm sorry for what happened before. Can you please ask your uncle to reconsider my husband's demotion?
Me?
Who else could do it?
I've always tried my best to have a good relationship with you. But after living together for a few months, I realized that no matter what I do, you will never approve of me.
That's not true. We didn't dislike you or anything.
Well, that's how I felt. Whenever Hunter tried to correct your attitude, it only made things worse. And there hasn't been a single act of kindness towards me since we moved in. I was hoping we could get along better, but it seemed pointless.
It's not pointless. Actually, I was impressed with you. You always do things properly, as you're told. And you never show any dissatisfaction. You're so obedient.
I see. If I could be of any help to you all, that's good.
Sydney, let's have a better relationship from now on. Your father-in-law is really upset. And, you know, he never did anything wrong to you, did he?
He is completely under your thumb, isn't he? But I think just standing by and doing nothing is just as bad. It's obvious that I've been treated badly since we've been living together.
When the demotion came up, I was blamed for it. That quiet man told me he didn't even want to see my face.
Well, you both reaped what you sowed, didn't you?
I admit that we've mistreated you so far. I will apologize properly. So please, I'm begging you, forgive us. We really won't hurt you again.
Sure. Then before you leave the cabin, could you mow the lawn around there and also clean the outside windows?
I have to do it? This cabin is supposed to be maintained by someone, right?
He is letting you stay here for free, right? At least do that.
Fine, I'll do it. Let me do it. Once I finish those 2 tasks, you'll forgive me, right?
And from here on out, let's share the housework until we move out. And we'll never live together again. I'll also prohibit you from entering the new home we're moving to.
Then I won't be able to see my son.
If you want to see him, call him over to your house.
Do you really think he will come to us with this situation?
Who put us in this situation? Isn't it you? Do I need to be considerate of that?
Maybe you're right. Okay, I'll do everything as you say. So please tell your uncle we've resolved things. Tell him you've forgiven us.
I understand. I'll consider it once everything's done.
Consider it? Aren't you going to forgive us?
I'll consider that. So please don't expect too much.
Don't say such cruel things. We're still family, right?
Please don't make me laugh. Didn't you say that a daughter-in-law is not family?
I'm sorry. What I said to you was wrong. It's just because our son always takes your side. It was just a little bit of spite. It wasn't how I really felt.
It didn't feel like a little bit of spite to me. It felt like your true feelings.
Sydney, I'm really sorry. If my husband becomes unemployed at this age, we won't be able to survive. Please, please, please help us.
Anyway, I don't consider you two as a family. What happens from here is up to you. So please do exactly as you're told, okay? Whether you actually do it or not, I'll take that as your true feelings. After that, my parents-in-laws did exactly as I asked, taking care of mowing the lawn and cleaning up and returning to their home. Also, she began to constantly observe my mood until we moved. All I had to do was clean my own and my husband's rooms and doing the laundry. Whenever I tried to prepare meals, she would insist on doing it. So I let her. Their attitude changed 180 degrees. So I've been able to live at their house without any stress. And I've managed to move out peacefully. I was satisfied just being able to say what I'd like to say. But thanks to my uncle, I was able to reestablish our relationship smoothly. It feels like a bit of cheating, but honestly, I am so relieved. By the way, my uncle never intended to demote my father-in-law in the first place. It seems like he would just put in a word to the CEO of his company in case it could act as a deterrent. My husband says he doesn't ever need to spill the beans. So I think he will behave at least until he retires. In the meantime, my husband is sure to get transferred, and given the physical distance as we will be living separately, I plan to prepare to keep our interactions to a minimum. Now that I've moved away from their house, I can finally live freely. When I was living with them, my mother-in-law was so demanding that I barely had time for myself. Even so, I did my best to get along as possible. But there are efforts in life that you don't need to make. Since I've restarted my work from home and I have time for myself, I am happy to be able to live a very fulfilling daily life. From now on, I'd like to cherish my kind husband and my own family even more, and lead a joyful, happy life with my loved one.